This coming November for the UN Climate Summit, we need everyone on board to put pressure on their national leaders and their global leaders to really take the climate crisis into account. We need to make sure that carbon dioxide emissions are actually counted properly. We need to make sure that global north countries are actually transitioning out of the fossil fuel industry. And again, we need everyone to put pressure on their governments to have that climate finance from the global north to the global south. As we film this today, on September 26th, the Philippines is encountering yet another super typhoon. People have been stranded on their rooftops, the floods have reached up to the third floors of buildings, and this is a regular occurrence that happens more than once a year in my country. But it shouldn't be like this. This is the climate crisis. We shouldn't be desensitized into thinking that countries in the global south, like the Philippines, normally experience these typhoons. We should be making sure that the whole world is safe from the climate crisis, and that means ensuring that we are able to adapt, ensuring that we are able to mitigate, and ensuring that loss and damages are talked about and centered in our international conversations. The Philippines is one of the most vulnerable countries in the world to the climate crisis, yet climate education isn't something that's readily available to our population. If you do have that privilege to have education, to have climate education, it's very technical and foreign and alienating and not empowering at all. So what we need to do is make sure that young people have that access to information that empowers them to become active citizens of society. And another obstacle that we have in the Philippines is how we are one of the most dangerous countries in the world for environmental defenders and activists. And so that puts a big barrier for young people to join activism because they're afraid for their lives. And so this is something that we need to stand for, that when we call for climate justice, it also means for calling for justice for the human rights violations that have happened to our environmental defenders. With my group Youth Advocates for Climate Action Philippines, we're flipping the script by empowering young people with climate education. But this means going to students, but also going to communities such as small farmers, small fisherfolk, indigenous peoples, and amplifying what they already know, learning from them, but also complementing that knowledge with climate science that can help them with their campaigns. Another aspect of what we're doing is flipping the script by changing public opinion, by doing strikes, by organizing protests, and doing all avenues that we can to really just change how we're seeing the system and making sure that we have a society that really prioritizes people's lives over profit. The way that we flip the script is we stop thinking about the climate crisis as a problem of the future and flip it into a problem of today. Flip it from a problem that's just about the environment and just about the science and carbon dioxide emissions, and flipping it into a problem that's impacting people, impacting all systems of life, all people, all ecosystems. It is something that we are a part of. Making sure that we flip our idea that nature is something to use, but rather something that we are a part of and that we must take care of. We need to start flipping the script in our minds and then flipping the script of the public opinion, and then slowly that's how we also put pressure into flipping the system. Often we're told that all we can do is individual lifestyle changes, and that's all we can do as individuals, and that can help. But something that's even more powerful is remembering that when we come together, there is a strength in that. We can change the system collectively, and so we just need to first empower ourselves with education, inform ourselves, and then talk to the people around us, talk to our community, find the communities that we can work alongside with, and always listen to the people most marginalized and let them lead the way and support those campaigns and support those voices, because that is how we flip the script and that is how we achieve climate justice.